Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, glad to have you as part of the family. And if you are returning, hey, glad to see you again. Listen, tonight I have a wonderful video for you. We are talking about self-harm behaviors and some coping skills and tips that you can implement into your life to start minimizing and reducing self-harm behaviors. Or if you know someone that exhibits self-harm behaviors, these tips can also help you to help that person. So if that is something that you are interested in, without further ado, let's get right into it. Sometimes things happens in life that causes you to have feelings and emotions that makes you want to harm yourself. Sometimes self-harm is used to alert others to or alert others for help, because sometimes people have difficulties expressing and verbalizing their feelings and their emotions. And as a result, they internalize those feelings, those hurt, and those pain. And then after a while, they take it out on themselves by hurting themselves. Sometimes self harm is also used as a distraction from the emotional pain that you are enduring. Or sometimes self-harm is used to as a stress management. So you may be going through some things and you don't know how to work it out, and you take that out on yourself to release the pressure or the pain that you are feeling. Sometimes self-harm is used as a unhealthy coping mechanism to offset other severe mental health issues such as depression or anxiety, or environmental triggers such as stress or even family related issues. One important thing that I have recognized in life is that we are generally taught how to care for a physical wound. So we are taught how to, for example, apply pressure, how to apply ice, or how to apply heat, or even how to apply wrappings or bandages to a wound. One thing that nobody teaches us in life is how to properly address our emotions, our feelings, our emotional pain. In CBT teaches us that what we think influences how we feel, and then how we feel drives our behavior. So, for example, if you wake up and you are late for work, the first thought that comes to your mind is, crap, I'm late. Then you start to feel anxious, overwhelmed, may feel stressed, because your thought process may be like, oh my God, I have been late two times this month. I've already been written up. I cannot be late again because I may get fired. So that is the thought process. And the feeling is you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling anxious. And so what happens is that you thought about being late, you felt anxious, and then the behavior from that may be you speeding to work, right? And so it's similar as it relates to self-harm behaviors. We think something, we feel something, and then we do something. So as it relates to self-harm, you may be feeling, maybe having self-esteem issues. So you're feeling that you're not good enough. You're thinking, you're thinking that you are not good enough. And so you start to feel sad and depressed, and you start feeling sorry for yourself. And then the behavior from that is that you hurt yourself, because you start to not liking yourself because of those self-esteem issues. So one of the big things to think about when it comes to self-harm is how what we think influences how we feel, and then what we do from what we feel. So one of the big tips that I have gathered over the years is remember that self-harm is a temporary action to solve an emotion in the moment. So you may hurt yourself because you're feeling something at that moment. You're feeling some sort of emotional pain and you want it to go away. So, but one of the things I want you to also take into mind is, what if you cut too deep, right? Or what if you burn yourself more than you intended to? Or if you don't want someone to know you feel embarrassed or even guilty about self-harm, that may also prevent you from reaching out for help. So do take that into mind. So without further ado, let's get into the tips of what are some of the things. And I'm going to be looking at my paper because I want to make sure that I give them to you right. So tip number 1 is going to be to treat yourself. And when I say treat yourself, I mean to do something that gives you great pleasure. That can be journaling. That can be taking hot baths or hot showers, or taking a long walk, or giving yourself a mini facial. I love facials. I love facials. I do facials at least twice per week. I have my little sections. I've invested over the years into a lot of things that I can do my facials at home. I have a steamer and I have a Amazon video, guys, on here that link to all of these things, my steamer and a lot of the other things. I also have some skincare videos that tells you some of the things that I do. That is my me time. That is my on stress time. That is my time to unwind. For me, that is my bougie time, right? So I get my facial stuff and I give myself a nice good face, put my bathrobe on, I act like I'm at the spa, and I have my glass of wine and I get it in. So do something that gives you great pleasure. It could be your nails, it could be your toes, but find something and treat yourself. It will take your mind oftentimes away from those emotional pain. If you have bills packed up that's stressing you, if you are going through relationship issues, whatever it is that you're going through that's causing you to think of self-harm behaviors, find something that will take your mind away. Treating yourself is a perfect one. Number 2 is going to be try screaming or exercise. Guys, listen. For the longest, I thought that screaming was cliche. We see that in the movies often when someone is in immediate stress. Ah! And they'll scream. It actually releases a lot of stress, a lot of tension, built up tension. It's literally like you can feel it coming out of your body and just releasing out into the atmosphere. Like, try it. Oh my goodness, try it. And exercise, of course, hands down, is a given. You get to release, you get to sweat, your pores are opened up, your body relaxes, and the tension releases from your body. So definitely try exercising. Number 3 is going to be, this is a good one. Number 3 is drawing on areas of your body that you would normally hurt yourself. So drawing on your body that you would normally hurt yourself. So for example, if you would normally cut your arm, what I want you to do is I want you to grab a red pen or a red marker, and you're going to draw flowers, leaves, anything that you want to draw on that area. It's an impulse to cut, right? Because you get a sensation. It's an impulsive behavior. You get in a sensation. So instead of cutting or hurting or doing anything to yourself, you're going to turn your skin into an artwork. You're going to draw on there. And if you don't have red ink, grab some stickers. Turn it into a nice artwork. That is a great one. I learned this years back as a juvenile probation officer when I had some juveniles who were self-harming, and I did training and they told us about that. And I was like, wow, oh my goodness, that's a good one. So that's a perfect one. Number 4, guys, is going to be to reach out for help. And when I say reach out for help, this does not necessarily mean going to see a therapist or a counselor. This can be calling a friend, calling a family member, calling someone that you can just talk to. Even if you do not tell them what you are going through, but just talking to someone in that moment will help to take your mind away from self-harm behavior, which undoubtedly will ease your mind at that particular time. So definitely have someone on speed dial, have someone that you can call to. And I'll take this step a little further. When I work with substance abuse clients, one of the things that I work on with my clients, or I encourage my clients to do, is to have a safety person in their safety plan. What is your safety plan? So I'm going to go a step further. And as it relates to step number 4, reaching out for help, I'm also going to say reach out for help, create a safety plan, and create a safety plan. Because having a safety plan allows you to have a action plan in place to help you in the event you are thinking about doing something. So for example, your safety plan can be, I will call Aunt Jen if I'm feeling anxious or feeling like I'm having an anxiety attack, if I'm having a panic attack and I'm feeling like I want to harm myself. I'm going to call Auntie Jen. That is your safety person. And in substance abuse or just mental health, I will have clients who may say, well, I don't have a safety person I can call. And I'll volunteer. I'm like, put me down. You have my number. Call me. Any hours of the night, if you're feeling like you want to do something or you are, as it relates to mental health or substance abuse, whatever it is, give me a call, right? So I have volunteered myself plenty of times as a safety person for someone's safety plan. Because in reality, not everyone will have someone to put for their safety plan, right? If you don't have a safety plan or if you don't have someone to call to talk to, have a safety place. We can improvise this in plenty of ways. Have a safety place. When I was growing up in Jamaica, and when my mom would, upset my brother and I, we had a safety place that we would go to. We would leave the house and we would go to this safety place and we would sit there and we would relax our mind. Safety place takes your mind away from your immediate situation, because your environment, which is your home, can also be that place that's triggering you, right? So the moment that you can also have a safety place, if you live near the beach can be your safety place, right? If you live near, I know in places like New York, in upstate New York, we had aqueducts where the trees would literally overtwine and make like a nice walk path, and they call them aqueducts. And it's so beautiful, peaceful, especially in the springtime when the leaves start to bloom, and in the fall time when the leaves start to change. Oh my God, gorgeous. So if you have someplace like that, or the beach, or wherever, you can create a safety place that will also help to de-stress and to take your mind away from self-harm. And the last one that I have on my 5 tips is going to be to join a support group. And I know this one is very cliche, because especially if you are in substance abuse or you're a recovering addict, they will say, well, join an AA meeting or any meeting or whatever the meeting is. But they do help, guys. During the pandemic, back early 2020, when the pandemic started, I found out about 2 online platforms that I thought were amazing, and I'm going to share that with you. But finding yourself a support group will definitely help to take your mind away from the pain you're feeling, but also allow you to be in the presence of other people that may be experiencing similar issues that you're going through. And sometimes that can be very comforting to know that you're not the only one that's going through it, or that there's someone out here that shares similar thoughts as you, and that can provide you with some support. But intheroom.com, and of course, this video is not sponsored, obviously, but guys, intheroom.com is a great platform for support groups. They have NA meeting, AA meetings, They have depression groups, anxiety groups. They have a ton loads of rooms that you can go into. Last year, I had the pleasure of going into a couple of the groups, just rooms to check them out. And I went into um I went into the NA meeting, the AA meeting, and the AL, the anonymous one, I think, whatever. But I also went into the anxiety room, and I tell you guys, there were people from all over the world. You can turn your camera on if you want to, if you want your face to be seen. If you don't want your face to be seen, if you're not comfortable and you're not there yet, you can definitely turn your camera off. But you can participate. People talk, people share. There are people all over the world, people from Italy, people from Spain, people from Europe, people from the Caribbean. There were people from everywhere. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. There was one group room, I think it was the AA room that I was in, and there was a lady that was actually in the hospital. She was in the hospital, and she turned her camera on, she shared, and it was amazing. It was beautiful. So definitely check intheroom.com, and I will have it listed down below. Another one is huddle.com. Now guys, the great thing about huddle.com is that you can create your own room. Unlike intheroom.com, where these rooms are already created, Huddle, you can create your own room, and you have your own referral code that you can give out to invite people to it. So that is perfect. Absolutely perfect. So definitely check intheroom.com out, as well as huddle.com, and tell me how you like it, guys. Give it, share it to your friends, share it to your family, share it to people that you think may be of use too. But definitely check these tips out, and know that self-harm, it is a addictive behavior that is very, very, very hard to get over. But with baby steps and consistency, you will be able to incorporate more healthy coping skills. So guys, thank you for stopping by and talking with me. Let me know what your thoughts are, and as usual, please share and like. Help me grow this channel. I am trying to get to 400 subscribers before the end of the year, and I know I can do it. It's baby step. This is not a sprint. This is a marathon. We're going to grow this channel the right way. But definitely, if you like this kind of content, guys, go ahead and share, comment, and let's keep this discussion going down below. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video.